Let's take a look at chip stocks. As you can see right now, taking a little bit of a dip on the day. This is all from concerns stemming from a Wall Street Journal report that OpenAI missed its own target for new users and revenue, leading to questions among executives over OpenAI's ability to fulfill its commitments to suppliers. One of those suppliers, chipmaker Broadcom, down almost 4.5% on the news. But is it time to buy the chip dip? Our countdown closer is here to tell us. Dryden Pence, CIO of Dryden Pence, with $3 billion in assets under management. Do I buy the chips?
I've been saying for a long time, buy chips on dips. And I
Really?
think, absolutely. And I think the reason why is we were just at the early stages of the build out of AI. And it took us from 1850 to 1859, we spent 2% of GDP building out the Transcontinental Railroad. And that brought in the whole Industrial Revolution. We're at the same point here.
Yeah.
And so chips on dips makes a lot of sense in any of these opportunities.
And the OpenAI stuff doesn't concern you when you start to hear worries?
It doesn't, because you're in a revolution of AI. And it's going to change the economy. So it's whether it's OpenAI or somebody else or any other players that are trying to get into this, what we're going to see is we're going to move from infrastructure into implementation, and the demand signal is going to be very strong going.
So why Broadcom?
Why Broadcom? Broadcom is uniquely positioned versus, say, NVIDIA or some of the other ones. It's kind of the picks and shovel of this business, and they're customizable. So when you have, the situation for a company that really wants to increase labor productivity, and that's what this is all about. If they can customize the Broadcom chip to do exactly what they need it to do, it becomes more efficient, it's more energy efficient, it's more efficient across the entire spectrum. And so Broadcom has got about 70% of that business right now, and they're going to continue to be dominant there. So we like it as a customized moved into these things. They're going to continue to be dominant in this particular space.
I think you also like Meta. We are awaiting big earnings. Tomorrow's the big day. Why Meta?
Well, Meta is, again, looking for a dominant company. When you think of the audience that Meta has, when you think of, they're already embedded in a population larger than China and India put together. And so as they begin to get with the AI program, as they begin to develop the further information that they need and connectivity, it's already a utility. It's part of your life. And then they're going to be able to be dominant in that space, and it becomes an instant program for people to use.
I want to switch gears. In the minute we have left, you are a retired colonel.
Correct.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Is the economic blockade of Iran working?
Yes. In the end, economics beats politics. And in the end, Iran's going to run out the ability to produce oil pretty soon, because they don't have anywhere to store it. They'll lose all their wells. And the short answer is, in the end, economics beats politics. They've got maybe 30 days before everything collapses. They're going to have to figure out their situation, or they're going to have a completely collapsed economy.
Have you been surprised by the resiliency of these markets in the face of higher interest rates, higher oil, and conflicts in the Middle East?
Not in the conflict of the Middle East. And oil tends to come back down. Geopolitical events have about a 45-day turnaround.
Yeah.
And so this is what we've seen. We've had one, and we've come back, and we think that the oil situation is probably over in about 60 days.
60 days.
And then I think that at that point, we'll have a glut.
Okay. Well, the UAE, I think today, said that they're leaving OPEC and OPEC+. So we have certainly a lot of headlines. Dryden Pence,
Exactly.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.